All right, let's go to the phone lines. We have a caller calling from Savannah, Tennessee. Loretta, welcome to the program.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, pastors.
Evening.
I appreciate your ministry there.
Well, thank you. And your question?
I've got a question, and I'm not exactly sure how to phrase it, but I came up with the question, if someone is speaking for the devil, would they be considered demon-possessed? But don't answer, because I need to explain to you why I'm asking the question.
All right, I won't answer yet, but go ahead. Give me a quick explanation.
There's a book out entitled Is Heaven for Real? And the book is a story of a 3-year-old boy who lost consciousness and essentially died on the operating table. When he came back to, he told his father, who was a pastor, that he had been to heaven. Now, what he had described was accurate, although he had never heard sermons about what he had described.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is that he went to his parents and said he saw his sister there. And he had a sister that was alive, and he said, no, it wasn't her. Well, come to find out, she had miscarried, and they hadn't told him. And, he saw that as the sister. And he also said he saw his great-grandfather, whom he'd also had never seen on earth. And when they showed him a picture...
Now, how old was this boy?
3. He recognized the picture immediately as being the great-grandfather, although he had never seen him, and it was a young picture. As a matter of fact, they showed him a picture when he was old, and he didn't recognize that.
All right,
and then
well, Loretta, I want to try and get to your answer before we run out of time.
Okay, that's
so the question is, would something like this be true? Is that what your question is?
Kind of.
First of all, let me answer your question with a question. The bottom line of how we decide what is true, will it be somebody's experience or will it be the Bible?
Based on the Bible, yes.
So no matter how eloquent,
die, but the dead know not anything.
Yeah, no matter how eloquent or creative or fantastic or convincing somebody's experience might be, an experience never should trump "Thus saith the Lord."
Mm-hmm.
And because the devil can give people experiences. Some people die on the operating table, and they say, I saw that I was with Krishna in heaven, and they'll tell all about their Hindu experience. Other people die on the operating table, and they say, oh, yeah, I met with Buddha and all the different reincarnations of Buddha. Someone else dies on the operating table, and they say, I was with Muhammad. And so every religion has these near-death experiences where people, die, and and it gets everyone real excited. And so which one are we going to believe?
So are they demon-possessed if they're speaking for the devil?
Not necessarily. The doctors will tell you that in most of these cases, when a person's blood is saturated with carbon dioxide,
yes,
that they begin to hallucinate. And they'll see all kinds of things. Now, especially with a young child, the parents could be sort of encouraging them to say, here's Grandpa, did you see him? And the kid will say, yeah. Well,
No, he distinctly said that his grandmother pulled it out of a box, and they had never seen it, and they showed the picture. She was in the picture. He didn't recognize her, but he recognized the man.
I have never seen the book. Okay. I don't know who wrote the book, but I'll tell you that I am very suspicious when someone has a book that is filled with fantastic experiences, and then they sell the book.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe that's because I grew up in New York City, but don't believe everything. The only thing I believe is the Bible. If it goes along with the Bible, I'm interested. If it contradicts the Bible, then I have to make a choice. The Word of God is the final.
Well, it talks about his deceptions being so great that if it were possible,
even the very elect would be deceived.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely.
This would probably be a perfect example.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I think, have been deceived by these ostensive, experiences.
We do have a study guide dealing with the subject because it's an important subject. Are the dead really dead? And we'd be happy to send it to anyone who would like to learn more about this subject. The number to call is 800-835-6747. And you can ask for an amazing fact study guide. And the name of it is The Dead, or Are the Dead Really Dead? And we'll be happy to send that to you. Pastor Doug, we have a website also dedicated to this important subject, giving Bible answers as to what happens when somebody dies. And the website is deathtruth.com.
Yeah, it used to be Truth About Death, but we still have that. But we were able to acquire the genre of truth websites we like. So we got Hell Truth and Mary Truth and Death Truth and Sabbath Truth, and it's real simple, deathtruth.com.
Deathtruth.com.